Traffic's getting worse. Kids were late for school again. Hello?
Kids get to school okay?
Give up.
What?
You don't listen to me. You're in a world of your own. What is it with you lately?
Nothing. I'm just tired. I need a holiday. We all do.
Yeah, we're not going to get very far on shirt buttons, are we? Never mind. There's always next year.
Her blood pressure's now normal and she's managed to get a good night's sleep. Both good signs. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that.
How much damage do you think the heart attack's done?
Impossible to say until after we've carried out an angiogram.
And when will that be?
Not yet. She needs time to get over the trauma, build her strength up. But her breathing's back to normal and the pain's gone. She's doing very well.
Thanks.
Morning. You're in early?
Oh, I didn't have much of a choice, did I? Mark's still at the hospital with his mum, which means you lot have got to see his patients, and I've just managed to squeeze them all in.
You've made a mistake with the consultation times.
No, that's how it's meant to be.
No, there's only 5 minutes between each patient. You've cut the consultation times in half. There should be 10 minutes.
Well, that's the best I can do. It's either that or cancel some of the appointments, and the patients won't like that.
Urgent appointments will be seen. Others will have to make new appointments. I'm sure patients would prefer to wait a day or two rather than be hurried and possibly misdiagnosed.
OK, whatever you say. Your name is?
Andy Mayfield. I'm seeing Dr. Maguire for an insurance medical.
Oh, OK, well, you're a few minutes early, so if you'd like to take a seat, I'll let you know when he's ready.
Thanks.
Who's your GP?
Dr. Ronan at the Grange surgery.
All right. Is Dr. Creswell still there? We were at medical school together.
I'm not sure. I think he is.
Dr. Creswell's a woman.
Sorry, I'm not thinking straight. I'm a bit nervous.
Well, there's no need to be. Your insurance company have asked me to do a medical on your behalf. Shouldn't take long.
Do you do a lot of these insurance medicals?
Yeah, quite a few. It's getting to the stage when you've only had to sneeze in the last 3 months, they would ask for a medical. So, what sort of insurance are you after?
Serious illness cover, and it includes life cover. I've got a family, so I thought it'd best to be on the safe side.
Yeah, absolutely. OK, let's get stuck in, yeah? Do you drink?
Only a couple of pints at weekends.
And that's beer, not spirits?
Definitely beer.
No. Do you smoke?
No.
Have you gained or lost any weight recently?
No.
Have you seen your GP during the past 3 years?
No.
Have you ever been refused life insurance?
No.
Good. Have you or any member of your immediate family suffered from any of these? Yes.
My dad had Parkinson's disease.
Right. I wonder why they'd requested a medical.
Now you know.
Yeah. Good. Now, are you going to fill this now or after I've examined you?
Helen, I'm really sorry about yesterday. I overreacted about you talking to Beth. It's just that...
You don't have to explain. It doesn't matter.
But it does. I don't know what's wrong with me. I seem to court disaster. Sometimes I seriously think I'm jinxed.
Now you're being paranoid.
Am I? First of all, there was all that hassle with Pete, and just when I begin to feel good again, Beth arrives back on the scene. Believe it or not, all I want is a normal, uneventful life.
There's no such thing. You just have to get on with it. Feeling sorry for yourself doesn't achieve anything.
You've missed your vocation. You should be working for the Samaritans. A wise one.
Why don't you go and see Beth? Clear the air once and for all.
If only it was that simple.
You'll be pleased to hear that I can't find anything for you to worry about, Mr. Mayfield.
Do you think the insurance company will accept me then?
Well, it's not up to me. Can't see why not.
Why don't you go? You haven't had a wink of sleep all night. You'll end up in here yourself unless you get some rest.
I'm not going anywhere.
What about your patients?
Don't worry about them, they'll be looked after. It's you I'm concerned about. When you phoned the surgery, why didn't you say it was urgent?
You were busy. I didn't want to bother you.
But you're allowed to. You're my mother, that's what mums do. Why didn't you go and see your own doctor?
I didn't think it was that bad. Mark, I'm going to be fine. Now will you please stop fussing?
Thanks.
Mr. Mayfield, sorry, I didn't ask your date of birth.
The 27th of the 4th, 63.
And have you got a middle name?
Yeah, it's George. Andrew George Mayfield.
Okay, thanks. I'll get these off straight away.
Thanks very much.
Is Sandy Mayfield your patient?
No, medical insurance. Why, do you know?
I don't know that Andy Mayfield. Better go my rounds, I'll be late.
Yeah, okay, bye.
Your guarantee's in the bag, thanks.
Thanks a lot.
How did it go?
Went like a dream. I tell you what, mate, I deserve an Oscar for my performance back there.
Well, what happened?
The doc asked loads of questions about my health and that. Oh, and you're right, he did ask about family medical history, but I was spot on with the answers. He'd have been proud of me. And after that, he examined me.
And?
Clean bill of health. Said he was sure the insurance would get through without a problem. Brilliant or what? Pat on the back wouldn't go amiss. Did this for you, you know. Did you try and call me earlier?
Yeah, your phone was turned off.
Didn't want it ringing at the doctor's. What did you want?
Doesn't matter now. Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for a US hub, please.
So you still live here then?
Faith, what are you doing in this neck of the woods?
I'm working in a doctor's surgery in Leatherbridge now. I was out here to see a patient and thought I'd pop by and say hello.
Well, don't just stand there. Come in. I'll put the kettle on. Mary told me you passed your nursing exams.
No, I sometimes wonder how I managed it.
Nonsense. You were a good nurse even before you were qualified. George used to look forward to seeing you and Mary. You were the highlight of his week. He used to dab a bit of aftershave on just before you arrived.
How is George?
He died.
Oh, sorry.
Got pneumonia. Couldn't fight it off, not with Parkinson's. We'll miss him.
I'd have sent flowers if I'd known.
I know.
How's Andy?
Overworked, underpaid, like all shop assistants.
Is he still in the computer shop on Mill Road?
Yeah. Why? You're not thinking of buying a computer, are you?
Not on my wages. I couldn't even afford a mouse.
I didn't know the Leatherbridge surgery had patients out this far. Do you often come out this way then?
Not often. Just happens I was today.
If I were you, I'd go home and get some rest.
I'd rather stay.
We might have been able to prevent this. She'd been getting the warning signs for some time. Thought it was indigestion. With you being a doctor, it's a shame she didn't tell you.
I haven't spoken to her recently.
Well, chances are she probably wouldn't have mentioned the chest pains. After all, she managed to convince herself there was nothing to worry about. Let's face it, it can only help if you know there's a problem.
Do you need any help?
Don't you remember me?
Are you that lady who wanted the double disc drive?
No, I'm not. I'm one of the nurses who used to visit your father every week for 3 months when he was ill. I also saw you at the surgery this morning, and I must say, Andy, you've changed a lot.
Thanks.
Hello, Andy.
Can I make you a coffee?
No, thanks. I'm sorry to hear about your dad. I've just seen Leah.
What did you tell her?
Nothing. What could I have told her? I don't know what it is you're playing at. But I do know you're up to something. For a start, you can tell me why that bloke out there was pretending to be you this morning at the surgery.
I need to be insured. Insurance companies do this policy. It pays out if you're seriously ill. So I applied. But when I told them that Dad had Parkinson's, they wanted me to have a medical.
So what's the big deal? Lots of people have to have them done.
I knew I'd be turned down.
Why would you?
Because I've got Parkinson's disease, just like my dad.
When did you find out?
Shortly after he died.
Are you on any medication?
I haven't seen my own doctor yet. I can't, can I? Never had one insurance. To go down on my medical file. I knew if I saw Dr. Maguire, he'd have known I had Parkinson's and the insurance company wouldn't have covered me. So I asked Steve to go instead.
If you haven't had it diagnosed, how can you be so sure that you've got the disease?
Look at me. My hands shake. I walk like an old man. I saw all the same symptoms with my dad. Believe me, Faith, I know from experience what I'm talking about.
You can't go through with this, Andy. It's against the law. If you get found out, you'll be in big trouble.
Yeah, I know. I tried to call Steve this morning, stop him going, but I was too late. He was already at the surgery.
Does Leah know?
What do you think? She's got more sense. You haven't told anyone?
No. Not yet.
What are you doing here?
We need to talk.
I'll just get someone to cover for me behind the bar.
Ben, have you got a minute?
Sure, come in. Well, what do you want to talk about?
When I was doing my training, I did a few months' placement at the Grange surgery. I used to go out with a nurse on her rounds. One of the patients had Parkinson's disease. He died 6 months ago. Anyway, I got to know the family really well. But the problem is, I found out this morning that the son's done something really stupid and I don't know what to do about it.
Why? What's he done?
Got a mate to stand in for him for an insurance medical.
Right, that's really stupid.
And to top it all, it was done at this surgery.
Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I won't be staying long. Helen mentioned that you came to the surgery the other day.
You were out, Nicole.
So why didn't you leave? What were you doing hanging around blabbering to Helen?
I needed someone to talk to. She was nice to me. I'm sorry, Jude, I didn't do it to annoy you. You don't have to worry. I was careful about what I said.
I don't think this is a good idea.
Don't go, Jude. Not yet. Let me get you a drink, please.
Okay, but I can't stay long.
Well, you're going to have to tell Mac.
Then I'll get Andy into trouble.
You've got no choice. If Mac finds out that he was party to an insurance scam and you knew about it, he'll go ballistic.
But I only know because I've worked at the other practice. If I grass on Andy, I'll be breaking patient confidentiality. And I'm bound by the nurse's code of conduct.
He committed a crime. It was fraud. You have to report him.
OK, I know I should, but, I mean, he hasn't hurt anyone. I mean, he's not a danger or a menace to society. Strictly speaking, if we go by the rule book, I don't have to report him to anyone.
Well, if you've got all the answers, why do you bother ask me?
Because I know he's done wrong. And by not saying anything, I'll probably make it worse for him. I don't know what to do for the best.
What are you doing now?
Just came back for lunch. You don't mind, do you?
Huh? What's up? I'll just put this away and I'll make them something to eat.
Have there been any phone calls?
No? Why? You expecting one?
No, just asking.
We had a visitor today. You know that trainee nurse that used to look after your dad? Faith Walker. She said she was just passing, but she wasn't, was she? What's going on, Andy?
What? Nothing.
I want to know what's going on, and don't you dare lie to me.
The place was the pits. There was mice droppings in the food. The customers thought it was some kind of seasoning.
Oh, that is disgusting.
That wasn't the worst place I've worked, by any means.
Why don't you get yourself a proper job and sort yourself out?
Oh, you know me. I like the excitement of not knowing what's round the next corner.
Yeah. And look what trouble that's caused in the past.
I know in the past I've been stupid and irresponsible. I am trying to change.
You say that now, but do you mean it? You hurt me, Beth. You really hurt me. And you seem to think that time and a few apologies will make it all right, but it doesn't. I'm finding it really hard to forgive you for what you did.
I'm not the only one who hurt you. Richard played a part in it as well.
I don't need reminding. We had only been married for 6 weeks, but you couldn't help but make a play for him, could you? Was it the thrill of it? Knowing that you had the power to bed your sister's husband?
Don't be so stupid. It was just a harmless flirtation that got out of control.
Oh, well, that makes it all right then.
Please, Jude, don't. You know how sorry I am for what I've done. I hate myself for it, but I can't change what's happened. I just want us to be friends. We mustn't let this come between us. We've shared far more important things than this. We've got to stick together, like we always have. Jude, please, just give me one more chance.
It's your last chance.
Will Faith tell the doctor about you?
She didn't say.
She's bound to, isn't she? I mean, she just can't keep something like that to herself.
Well, she might, you never know.
Who are you trying to kid? It's not some little white lie you've told. You tried to con an insurance company. You got Socky Steve to pretend he's you. It's against the law. Why didn't you tell me?
You'd never have agreed.
I'm not talking about the insurance. What about this illness of yours? I mean, you've not even been to see your own doctor. You could have had the test by now. You could be getting treatment. Just leaving it like this, you're just making yourself worse.
Look, I've already got Parkinson's. What difference does a few more months make? I know I've been daft. But let's face it, this illness might make me a complete wreck in a few years. Sooner, maybe. And how will you cope then?
We'd manage.
I just wanted you to have a bit of money to fall back on. You might have to look after me for the next 30-odd years. I did it for you and the kids.
Oh, sorry.
What?
You carried out an insurance medical on an Andy Mayfield this morning?
What, the bloke you asked me about?
Yeah. No, I'm really sorry, Mac. I should have mentioned this earlier, but it wasn't the real Andy Mayfield.
Did you know she had heart problems?
She's had angina for some time. But she's been having pains, apparently, for the past few weeks.
Why didn't she see her doctor?
She thought it was indigestion. Or her angina playing her up. She tried to call me at the surgery several times to tell me about the pain, but I told her I was too busy to talk. And I didn't even bother to phone her back.
You didn't know why she was calling?
Should that make a difference? I haven't spoken to her in weeks.
Most of us don't see our parents as often as we should. Take it for granted they'll always be there. How's your dad coping?
He died when I was 12. Mum's all I've got. Isn't me jabbering on. You must have 1,000 things to get on with. Don't let me keep you.
I'm in no rush. I've got plenty of time. Have you got any brothers or sisters?
Well, not that I know of. My mum and dad adopted me when I was a baby. They said it made me special. Certainly did everything they could to make me feel that way. They worked so hard to give me a good start in life. Pity I couldn't return the favour.
What makes you say that?
If I'd given my mum some of my precious time, she would have told me about the pain. And I'd have brought her to the cardiovascular unit, and the cardiologist would have put her on medication, and she wouldn't have had the heart attack. Great son I turned out to be.
Why didn't you come and see me earlier?
To be honest, I didn't want to tell you. Andy's got enough to handle with Parkinson's disease. The last thing he needs right now is more hassle.
You shouldn't have been such an idiot. How have you left it with him?
He's hoping I won't say anything. Andy thinks if he owns up right now, you'll tell the insurance company. Will you?
I'll have to think about it. Faith, you did the right thing. So you're the real Mr. Mayfield. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you why I'm here.
I didn't think you'd want to see me, though. I thought you'd just tell the insurance company or the police what I've done.
Yeah, well, I did consider it, and it's still a possibility, but curiosity got the better of me. I wanted to see what Andy Mayfield looked like. And now I want to know why you think you've got Parkinson's disease.
You look tired.
Oh, I'll be okay. Helen, thanks for, well, you know, listening.
Anytime.
Yeah, Mum being in here, it's been getting to me. Seeing you here and talking about it, well, it's really helped. Thanks. Oh, and tell Mac I'll be back at the surgery as soon as I can.
That's the last thing you need to worry about.
Take care.
You too.
Without wishing to sound big-headed, I probably know more about the disease than most doctors. I looked after my dad for 20 years. You get to know the symptoms.
And what are your symptoms?
Well, you must have noticed my eyes. They're starry. Look at my hands. I've also lost weight. I get giddy spells. I sweat a lot. I have to change my shirt twice a day.
Well, these are the insurance forms. I've Tipexed out the answers your friend gave. I think we should start again.
You might as well tear them up. They won't cover me. Be a complete waste of time.
When did your father die, Mr. Mayfield?
Why do you want to know that? What difference does it make?
If you answer the question, we might find out.
Dad died 6 months ago.
And when did you first notice the symptoms?
About 5-6 months ago.
Right. Well, I don't think you have got Parkinson's disease, Mr. Mayfield. I think you're suffering from anxiety. I could be wrong, and you'll need to see your own GP, but I've been a qualified doctor for 30 years almost, so I reckon I should know what I'm talking about. Don't you agree? There you go. So how's he coping?
Not very well. He blames himself for his mum's heart attack.
Why?
She tried calling him here several times to ask advice about the pain, and he didn't call back.
Is she out of danger?
From what the cardiologist says, she seems to be doing well.
Good, good. Well, let's hope she makes a full recovery. Then perhaps Mark can stop agonising about what he did or didn't do.
You all right, Mum?
Yes. Yes, of course I am. Stop fussing.
Andy?
Hi. Are you busy?
No, I've just got to put these away. Do you want to follow me?
Look, I've just had a visit from Dr. Maguire.
I know. Sir, what are you doing here?
I wanted to see you.
Look, Andy, I'm sorry, but I had to tell him you were getting yourself in deeper and deeper.
It's all right, Faith. You don't have to explain. I'm glad you told him. It seems I've been getting myself into a state over nothing.
How do you mean?
Well, Dr. Maguire seems to think that I've been suffering from anxiety. At first I thought it was talking a lot of rubbish, but then it began to make sense. Seems that when Dad died, I started to get paranoid about getting Parkinson's. In the end, I'd convinced myself I had it. I've just seen my own GP and she agrees with Dr. Maguire. She also gave me a ticking off for not seeing her earlier. I can't believe what a fool I've been.
So how do you feel now?
Relieved. Thanks.
Mum? Nurse, get the crash team. She's gone into VT. Move it! Come on!
Wait outside, please. Dr. Elliot, you're in our way. Get out! Shock in at 200 joules. Stand clear. Shock in. Shock in at 200 joules. Stand clear. Shock in. Shock in at 200 joules.